Also in our London bureau is Lloyd Grove. He is an editor-at-large for Newsweek magazine and the Daily Beast. Lloyd, great to have you with us. Good morning.
Morning, Rebecca.
So now we've seen these two high-profile resignations from News of the World, and now Dow Jones, the CEO, Les Hinton, stepping down as of yesterday. What does that do to all of this? Does that alleviate any of the pressure, or does it get worse from here?
Well, I think there's heavy weather ahead for the Murdochs because there's this investigation. We don't know what horrible things are going to be crawling out from under rocks. And all of this, by the way, all of this contrition, apologies, is really to try and save the B-Sky-B deal, which
but it fell apart.
Goes through. Well, it fell apart for now, but Rupert Murdoch is going to try and do it at some point down the road after a decent interval because it's just too important to the economic health of News Corp.
Let's talk about some of News Corp's assets. Obviously, the Wall Street Journal is one of them. Dow Jones runs the Wall Street Journal. That's the CEO, Les Hinton, stepping down from there. So how does the Wall Street Journal then cover this story and do it in a way that doesn't include bias?
Well, it's a tricky thing, and they know, obviously, they're not stupid. They know that everybody's watching just for that. And I think they've done a pretty creditable job, as has Sky Television here in Britain, which is controlled by News Corp. So those two entities are very important to have the image of impartiality, and I think so far they've done well on that.
Rupert Murdoch has given one exclusive interview at this point, and it is to his own paper, the Wall Street Journal.
Sure.
Does he need to expand that? Does he need to go to someone that's seen as a more impartial paper and tell his story to get this out of the way for him?
Well, you're almost asking me to be a crisis consultant, and I don't know what Rupert Murdoch needs to do. But clearly, giving an interview to the Wall Street Journal was kind of the safest thing he could do at this point. And I don't think people took it as seriously as they might have, say, if he had gone to the New York Times or, for that matter, The Guardian, which has done excellent coverage of all this here in Britain.
He goes to British Parliament on Tuesday. Will he be contrite? What tone will he set?
Yes, I mean, this is his contrition tour, so he will be contrite, responsive as possible given his legal exposure. And it'll be a whole new Rupert Murdoch, one that we haven't seen ever, because he's trying to get the British authorities to let him do this B-Sky-B deal at some point down the road.
Lloyd Grove, obviously we'll continue to follow it, but thanks for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Media magnate Rupert Murdoch is struggling to contain the phone hacking scandal that has engulfed his company, News Corporation. This morning, Murdoch is issuing new apologies, but it's unclear if his new tone will work when he testifies before Parliament early next week. Correspondent Dana Lewis is in our London bureau with the latest. Dana, good morning.
Good morning. Rupert Murdoch is in full retreat. It is a growing scandal fueled by resignations of his top company's executives, and today, Murdoch's apology to a nation.
Rolling off the printing press is what some have called Rupert Murdoch's Day of Atonement. Today, his company, News International, is running full-page ads in major British dailies saying, "We are sorry for the serious wrongdoing that occurred in Britain's growing phone hacking scandal." The controversy has already resulted in the arrests of 9 people and now resignations of his top executives. The latest, Les Hinton, chief executive of Murdoch-owned Dow Jones, which publishes the Wall Street Journal. Hinton, a key Murdoch aide, ran News of the World, the paper at the center of this scandal, from 1995 to 2007. That resignation on the same day, News International chief executive Rebecca Brooks also bowed to pressure to step down. Yesterday, the media mogul apologized in person after meeting the family of murdered schoolgirl Millie Dowler, whose phone was hacked by the Murdoch's newspaper News of the World in 2002.
Founder of the company, I was appalled to find out what had happened.
Tuesday, Brooks and Rupert Murdoch and his son James will be grilled by a parliamentary committee about what they knew. Tom Watson, a member of Parliament who will question them, told me the apologies are late and hollow.
Every week, every month, there's been a new revelation that they've denied and then subsequently had to admit. So it's a half apology, I'm afraid.
Parliamentarians say on Tuesday don't expect the Murdochs will answer any and all questions into phone hacking and police bribery because of an ongoing criminal investigation, but they will be pressed if they try to dodge basic probing into what they knew and when.